Coming up tonight, the long-anticipated redevelopment of the Nassau cruise port is finally done, the official opening taking place last night. Plus, just ahead of hurricane season, there is a National Disaster Preparedness Month exhibition in place. Stay close. And Voices of Praise is celebrating its 30th anniversary with a blowout concert. The details straight ahead as Our News Weekend starts now. This is Our News Weekend edition. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Megan Shepard. Phase 1 of the long-anticipated redevelopment of the Nassau cruise port officially complete, and stakeholders holding an exciting grand opening last evening. CEO of the Nassau cruise port, Mike Maurer, welcoming attendees to the reimagined cruise port, which now boasts of $300 million worth of refurbishments to the marine and upland elements.
A marine and upland element. Marine component includes a new 6th berth, which can accommodate the world's largest ships, and the extension of berth 1, which is able to accommodate Icon, XL, and World Class ships. We also have mega yacht berths. We have a ferry terminal with 16 berths. We have a West Marina with 14 berths, all combining for 1.9 miles of vessel berth here at Nassau Cruise Port.
Maurer adding that the 2023 and 2024 bookings are evidence of an aggressive rebound in the cruise industry, as numbers are forecasted to be well over 4 million guests annually.
The upland comprises the arrivals terminal, the junk museum, taxi and tour sales station, Royal Bahamas Police Force Outpost, Royal Bahamas Defense Force Outpost, a ground transportation area which is 1,000 feet long, the marketplace, the hair braider pavilion, the port plaza, the amphitheater, and a signature restaurant.
Prime Minister Philip Davis calling the grand opening a step toward the transformation of the city of Nassau.
Bay Street and the surrounding area should be grounded in the Bahamian experience in ways that demonstrate the best elements of our culture, our people, and our way of life. The port is a testament to this vision. This extensive $300 million redevelopment project expands our capacity and enhances our offerings. It brings with it many opportunities for Bahamian ownership and employment. Not only are there jobs directly related to the operation of the port itself, there are also formally designated areas for hair braiders, taxis, tour operators, and vendors of all kinds. Over 70 Bahamian businesses, including food vendors, Bahamian-made goods, and craft stores and tour operators will occupy this space.
Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation Chester Cooper says not only is the Nassau cruise port the busiest in the region, but this new Bahamian landmark will transform the gateway to the capital into a visual masterpiece.
This milestone moment for our country facilitates an increased capacity from 20,000 passengers per day to well in excess of 30,000 passengers per day, resulting in an anticipated 5 million cruise visitors by the end of 2023 at the Nassau Cruise Port. This is more than a port. This revitalized port has been transformed into a cultural and entertainment destination that will celebrate the vibrant heritage and history of the 300-year city of Nassau, which will feature heavily in the cruise port's marketing.
And as a small nation that heavily depends on tourism, Minister of Transport JoBeth Colby Davis says this transformation will enhance the experience for visitors. For those working intimately at the cruise port or anyone else in the tourism sector, she says operating at the highest standard is key.
Developments of this nature, ones that involve hospitality, transport, culture, can only be successful if all people are brought along. The Nassau Cruise Port must be more than a physical structure. It must serve as a bridge or facilitator to the very best in hospitality that our country can offer.
The night also included a Junkanoo Rush Out, a drone show, and performances at the new amphitheater. Now, our news team also spoke with local vendors who now call the Nassau Cruise Port home. They say it was a long journey, but well worth it.
I think I can speak for everybody in here. We are all so excited to be here. It has been a long time. We've waited patiently, but I think that we're all pleasantly surprised. It was a great 2 days. I think I can also say that everybody did very well. And I like the energy in here. It feels really good. I think the tourists really loved it, and it feels good to finally have a space where you can display all of your pieces, and it's been good for everyone.
Well, I'm just happy to be here today for the grand opening of the new port market, and I'm pleased to be here to represent the Bahamas, the country on the whole.
With the new expansion, stakeholders say they have the capacity to welcome some 30,000 visitors to the shores of New Providence on a daily basis. Tina Kalarnis Robinson says she hopes this is the catalyst needed to revitalize the entire downtown community.
Having such a beautiful port, I think it's also good for Bay Street, because I think everybody's going to have to up the level there. Everybody's going to have to figure a little bit more effort. I think in general, I think it's going to be good for tourism. They're going to leave happy. They're going to feel like they had a really good experience there.
Royal Caribbean International publishing the first public consultation report for the development of its Royal Beach Club at Paradise Island, an assessment required by the Bahamas' Department of Environmental Planning and Protection. The report addresses questions received throughout the public consultation process during and following the public consultation meeting held in September 2021, covering topics from environmental impact to economic opportunity created by the new development. The government of the Bahamas and Royal Caribbean agreed to postpone the publication of the report while the economic proposal for the development was under renegotiation, which concluded earlier this year. After discussions with DAP and noting the company has reduced the site plan from 20 acres to 17 acres, the cruise line, in conjunction with DAP, has scheduled a supplemental public consultation to be held on Thursday, June 8th, 2023 at 6:30 p.m. at Queen's College to discuss the existing environmental impact assessment and share updates to the proposed development. The additional consultation will provide the public the opportunity to comment and ask questions about the project. According to the statement, Royal Caribbean has made 6 key environmental commitments in the development and operation of the Royal Beach Club at Paradise Island that exceeded nearly all similar land-based development projects. These include zero waste to landfill, achieving 100% renewable energy production by 2030, best-in-class wastewater treatment, no dredging, protecting and enhancing the surrounding habitats, and local environmental monitoring during construction and operation. Now, this according to Chief Product Innovation Officer Jay Schneider, Royal Caribbean International. He says they believe the engagement of the community and look forward to sharing these details, among others, at the upcoming supplemental public consultation. Meantime, former Minister of Tourism Dionisio de Aguilar also weighing in on the Royal Caribbean International development. He notes that the biggest complaint of cruise passengers is the lack of interesting activities. With that in mind, he says he supports the project.
We need to develop our bench of products and our branch of excursions for the ever-increasing number of cruise passengers. I mean, if you think about it, there are 10 to 12,000 cruise passengers coming here every single day. So what are we going to do for them? What are we going to do for them to make it an interesting visit? What are we going to provide them to do so that they can spend their money in our economy and impact our economy? So, you know, I'm very supportive of it because we need something new. We need something fresh, just like this.
De Aguilar also extending his support to Bahamian developer Toby Smith. Smith is the principal of the Paradise Island Lighthouse and Beach Club.
And we need new things for them to experience because they, quite frankly, are getting, you know, that the complaints are they're getting bored of what we have to offer. So we always got to innovate and create and develop and expand. And I think that's much more impactful for our economy. And at the same time, you know, I got to give a plug for Toby Smith. I think that, you know, you got to give him his project. I think they can both share it. And let's make it happen. He's a Bahamian, so let's make sure he gets taken care of.
A former member of parliament may soon return to frontline politics. In this exclusive report with our Italia Hall, he shares more details on why he's deciding to make a return after losing his seat during the 2021 general election.
Former Member of Parliament for the Pine Ridge constituency in Grand Bahama, Frederick McAlpine, says he intends to run in the next general election, as he says he is about the people.
Whatever the people want in terms of trying to move this country forward, I would be more than happy to be a part of that. People are basically tired of the same old political rhetoric, the same old political party. You know, we've come to this conclusion now, and that's my generation, because, you know, this country has only been ran by baby boomers, and Generation X, Y, and Z are yet to have a chance to run this country. But the reality is that people have now come to this conclusion. A vote for the PLP is a vote for the FNM, and a vote for the FNM is a vote for the PLP. You mean to tell me we changed governments only for them to go in the House to say who was worse than the other?
Now, during the last general election, McAlpine ran as an independent candidate, following a controversy between him and former Prime Minister Hubert Minnis. But McAlpine lost his seat to Pine Ridge Member of Parliament Ginger Moxie.
The support is still there, thank God, and I stay in contact with my people. I never left my people. I keep responding to them, whether it's by Mother's Day, Father's Day, Christmas. I reach out, and even on today, I reached out to my supporters, and they were able to hear the voice note and my response to the chairman. And so I stay abreast. I'm just not constantly active in the press, because I still think it's too early. And what am I going to talk about? The airport, the hotel, the hospital. We done beat that horse to death. You think we can actually see something happening?
And the question has been asked whether or not McAlpine will run under the Free National Movement or as an independent candidate again. Here was his response.
Time. Mama said time is longer than rope. Time will determine that, what I will do in the future. Again, it is still early, but I do know people want to change from the norm, from political business as usual.
Reporting for Our News Weekend, I'm Italia Hall.
Thanks, Italia. When Our News comes back from the break, roadworks in the making for the island of Grand Bahama. Stay close. And the city of Freeport to see $1 billion in investments. Yes, $1 billion. Stay tuned. Those details straight ahead.
At Doctors Hospital, our lamp just got brighter. The Loyalty Advantage membership program now has 3 unique plans to choose from. From Lamp Prepaid with free prime care visits and service line discounts, Lamp Insured with copay waivers and 0 upfront collections at the ER and inpatient services, or our new Lamp Access, a free plan that offers 10% off lab, pharmacy, and imaging. Lamp has a plan for everyone. To sign up, visit our website or give us a call. Doctors Hospital, trusted and best care now.
Welcome back. Grand Bahamians will soon see lots of resurfacing and repairing of roads on the island. This as the Grand Bahama Port Authority announced this week that over $600,000 will be spent on the project set to commence on June 5th. Wall Construction, Freeport Construction, and Bahama Hot Mix were all awarded contracts for the project.
We'll be implementing traffic management on the various road surfaces that we'll be undertaking. Maintaining access where possible for local residents and businesses.
Unfortunately, one of the areas we have to do is going to be a very difficult area, so traffic will probably have to be diverted. We've got the section, the East Mall and Queens Highway. There's no way to work that without shutting down traffic and diverting.
President of the Freeport Construction Company, Bruce Silvera, also sharing his company's plans for the project.
We've been awarded Bahama Reef Boulevard, which fortunately for us is a divided road, and I don't believe traffic management will be too much of an issue on that area. The time span may be 8 to 10 days total.
During a groundbreaking ceremony for heroic concrete and concrete products this week in Grand Bahama, the president of the Grand Bahama Port Authority, Ian Roll, announcing that there are more than $1 billion worth of investments in the pipeline for the city of Freeport.
Cruise port, the Weller Development and Six Senses New Resort and Residences, Lucaya's Solar Power Facility, currently under construction, Exquisite Yachts, Catamaran Center, Western Atlantic School of Medicine, where they are preparing for Phase 2 expansion, Ernst & Young, or EY, on the verge of expansion, and more. The renaissance of downtown Freeport is encouraging new businesses, and across the city, we can see new construction and domestic investment by confident entrepreneurs that are thriving in our city.
Just after the break, just ahead of the start of hurricane season, Our News had eyes on the National Disaster Preparedness Month exhibition. Stay close. And so many talented Bahamians. BAIC holds an artisans fair to showcase their wares. Smell the essence. We have the details when Our News Weekend returns. Welcome back. Disaster Preparedness Month may soon be coming to an end on the 31st of May, but that just means that hurricane season begins. A number of stakeholders coming together this afternoon at the Disaster Awareness Month exhibition, including NEMA, the Department of Meteorology, and the Disaster Risk Management Unit, to share vital information with residents on how to stay prepared all year long in the event of any natural disasters. Chief Meteorological Officer in the Department of Meteorology, Arnold King.
Clear up your yard, take all the debris out. What can become flying objects during a hurricane, if you have a hurricane. We also want you to, you can start now to prepare your pantry, with canned foods and stock up on your water and things like that. But then you can fix your roof, things like that. But we always do ahead of the hurricane season. But we want everyone to take it seriously. There's only a matter of time before Providence get direct hit by a major system. So we want you to take it seriously, be prepared, and do all the things that you have access to do. Listen to the disaster people on the radio when they're talking about a system that's in the area.
Rosie Folks, representative for the Disaster Risk Management Unit, says while she is new to the department, she has been quite immersed in learning about the field. She is encouraging more young people to take an interest as well.
So with all the technology, with the drones, the mapping, the GNIS, that's very important at this. And I encourage all these young people, and we have about 25 students from SAC. And this is also about career capacity building. So I welcome the challenge because this today, the exhibition, is the culmination of Hurricane Preparedness Month. But the work goes on. It just doesn't stop here today. This is just to bring us closer to the public, to say that you're important. We're here about to save lives.
The Bahamas Agriculture and Industrial Corporation, BAIC, hosting its first Smell and Tell this afternoon. The initiative bringing together local artisans to display their goods, all centered around products that make you feel good while smelling good.
I offer everything in a full body line. So it includes body scrubs. We have body butters, also body sprays, bubble baths, candles, Roman linen sprays, everything in terms of beard kits for the men.
The scents are Bahamian, ideal to the Bahamas. We have the Harborside, we have Yellow Elder, Black Sea, we have the marble ones. We also have the wax melts, the bubble candles, Fotis, candle accessories, you name it, we've got it.
All of our items are made with natural edible ingredients like essential oils and coconut oil and your shea butter. We are about promoting wellness, and our company focuses on making natural products that deal with things like eczema, acne, dark marks, and any other skin issue you may have. And what we specialize in is providing you the same great effects that a pharmacy product would give you, but without the toxic side effects.
Room sprays, body oils, bath butters, body frostings, and soap bars. So we're trying to be the Bahamas' own Bath and Body Works, if that makes sense, but all natural.
Now, the rain shower is causing a bit of a slow start, but these vendors say they are confident in the support of the local community.
I think they are becoming more Bahamian brand friendly. You still have some that prefer the larger companies, but yes, for the most part, my clients love handmade.
We feel that this is a great event so that Bahamians will know what other local artisans have to offer. I feel like this is an exciting point in our history because now Bahamians know that, hey, you can get great luxury scents and products from other Bahamian entrepreneurs.
Well, I already feel and see that the business is going to expand based off the persons that are coming through, their comments.
A former Miss Bahamas is now an author, putting her degree in neuroscience to use in her new book, hoping to help more people live happier lives. In this report, our Marlena Leonard has the story behind the book and some steps you can take to become happier today.
Former Miss Bahamas World Sienna Evans is taking on the new title of published author now that her book Hacking Happiness is on the market. Although the book is centered around happiness, she tells us she was inspired to start the project after her father had a major stroke 5 years ago.
I became very interested in neuroscience and the brain, and as I studied more about our brain, I learned about the origin of our emotions. And it was really important for me to put together a book about happiness because I feel like that's an emotion that a lot of people, that's very elusive for a lot of people. I did my undergraduate work in neuroscience, cognition, and human behavior. I completed my thesis on oxidative stress and Alzheimer's disease. And so that is like a very, cellular neuroscience based.
But it's not a science textbook. Hacking Happiness takes a holistic view on emotions, covering everything from neuroscience to spirituality, as well as covering the 3 pillars of happiness and daily habits to get us on the path to a happier baseline emotion. The author tells us one of the major keys is finding one's purpose.
Finding your purpose is probably one of the most important things you can do in your life because when you live in your purpose every day and you commit yourself to either a cause that's greater than yourself or your family, community, you're able to sort of streamline yourself and bring yourself back to what really is important to you. And so that's, essential for our happiness because every day you have something that you're working towards that's very important to you.
But for some, identifying or connecting to a purpose is easier said than done at first. So Evan suggests starting with these actionable steps.
One thing that's very important is practicing kindness with other people. It sets off something in our brain that makes you feel good. It releases serotonin, and that's something I speak about a lot in the book, and you'll understand these terms if you read it. But practicing kindness with other people, eating well, taking care of yourself, sleeping well, and avoiding kind of toxic people and toxic situations. Those are kind of my top things that I speak about mostly.
Evans has also donated copies to public libraries across the country, hoping as many people as possible can be positively affected by the book. Reporting for Our News Weekend, I'm Marlena Leonard.
Thanks so much, Marlena. Still to come on Our News Weekend, the weather report is on the way. And believe it or not, it's been 30 years that Voices of Praise has been a group. A blowout concert is being planned. The details from our Brittany McDermott just after the break. Stay close. Welcome back. Nature is so powerful, so strong. Capturing its essence is not easy. Your work becomes a dance with light and the weather. It takes you to a place within yourself. Here's the weather report. local gospel group is getting ready to celebrate 30 years tomorrow. And to mark the occasion, the group is getting ready to host a concert with some big names in the industry. Berthany McDermott tells us more.
It started out as a youth choir group and evolved into what's known as Edison Sumner and the Voices of Praise. The group over the years has evolved and won many gospel awards. Now it will be celebrating 30 years this Sunday in a grand celebration.
This is going to be an opportunity for them to see Edison Sumner and Voices of Praise really in full form. Now, every year, Voices of Edison and the group host an annual concert around Easter. It's usually a free concert. This year, of course, is unique because it's the 30th anniversary. So we are producing a show that's going to include friends of Edison Sumner Voices of Praise who are coming along to help pay tribute and to celebrate.
That's the group co-public relations coordinator Kevin Harris. The concert will be held at Bahamas Faith Ministries. Harris says what's unique about the group is that the membership for the most part has remained constant.
They've been successful at not having too much of a turnover in terms of personnel. That's very unique for a group that's been around this long. And again, that's a credit to the leader and the leadership of the group. And so they've been pretty consistent, pretty steady, and most of the members have remained. They, of course, had some personnel changes, but for the past 30 years, most have been involved. And that sound, that's VOP, is still very much unique.
Harris attributes that unique sound to the group's unique approach to its music.
When you see an Edison Sumner and Voices of Praise, first of all, you hear them, you know that's them. They really don't sound like any of the other groups, which is a good thing. And then second of all, their stage presence, the way that they've been able to finalize what their lineup would be, how their look and feel will be, has absolutely set them apart.
As the group marks its 30th anniversary on Sunday, Harris says the future remains bright. We asked them what's next for the group.
The future is very bright, and one of those great things, as mentioned, is going to be a brand new album, and I think that's fitting for 30 to release some new material. And then second of all, they're looking to expand their traveling opportunities and horizon to the region.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Berthany McDermott.
Sounds pretty exciting. Thanks, Berthany, and thank you for joining us for Our News Weekend. On behalf of our producer and the entire technical team, I'm Megan Shepherd. Enjoy the rest of your evening.